I think it's been a great journey so far. In fact, my first mandate was to make Spencer's profitable and at the corporate EBITDA level, and I think that's what we've been working for towards over the last 5-6 years. And it's good that we finally got into a cash break even in the first quarter this year.
That's a landmark event.
Absolutely.
So by when do you think you'll be green and EBITDA positive?
So essentially we are cash break even at this point in time, and we should be looking to be consecutively and sustainably profitable quarter on quarter going forward.
So do you have any targets that either you have set out for yourself or maybe your father has or the shareholders or whatever?
I mean, yes, of course, we have our internal targets that we strive to meet in terms of sales, in terms of margins, in terms of bottom lines.
So would you like to share that?
No.
Okay, fair enough. So how did you manage to get EBITDA positive, etc.?
So there were a lot of things that we worked on. We worked on growing our top line significantly. So we've been a food first retailer always, and so food is really our strength. As when you walk around the store, you'll kind of see that the food assortment really does cater to pretty much every kind of customer that you may possibly have across the country. And so the idea was to keep that growing significantly. So in fact, if you look at a recent Nielsen report, while modern trade food grew at 8%, Spencer's food grew at 16%.
So you outgrew the market.
Absolutely, and by double.
Yeah.
So I think the idea was for us to keep our strengths going and then work on areas where we need to focus more on. So when we started working on apparel, which gives you much higher margin, we started working on general merchandise, which is all your home products and kitchenware, which also gives you higher margin. So these higher margin categories, while they are lower on sales, give you a much better bottom line contribution.
I'm going to go into all of that one by one, but first up, we're also getting a chance to interview you before the demerger comes into effect on the 1st of October. Spencer's is going to be listed soon thereafter. What kind of a valuation are you targeting? I
mean, I guess it's hard to predict what kind of a valuation, but I think what we've tried to do over the years is really make sure all our operational metrics are correct and all our financials are actually absolutely the way they should be. And I think we'll have to just leave it to the market to see where we actually get listed.
And I don't know whether it's a coincidence or you can just say, great timing, etc. Just look at the stock prices of the various retail companies. You can look at a Future Retail, Avenue Supermart. You've cashed out with the timing, haven't you?
I think we've just gotten lucky, but then again, I mean, we'll have to really see how the market rates us vis-a-vis our competitors.
So by when do you think we could see the Spencer's listing? Has that been decided or will it be soon thereafter?
It will be soon thereafter.
But in this financial year, you're saying?
This year, absolutely.
And how have you handled the demerger? Like, what was the reason behind it? Is it also part of a succession plan?
So no, it's more part of a larger overall scheme that we have, which is we want to give the shareholders their fair return, and shareholders who were invested in our electricity company but may not have been getting their fair return because of all the different unrelated businesses that we were in. And so the idea was, let's carve out all the unrelated businesses into independent entities and let the shareholder have their value for each one of those businesses for which they've been with us and stuck on with us over the last many years. So
and now you're getting a thumbs up from the stock market, so that initial blip, now you're back at the pre-demerger announcement valuation.
Absolutely.
First, if we could just talk about your brick and mortar expansion plans.
So brick and mortar so our mainstay has been brick and mortar so far. We in fact entered e-commerce very recently. And so brick and mortar, we are today at 125 stores. We've opened 2 new stores this financial year. We're looking to add 10 more by the end of March. And this is going to be essentially in the north, east and south of the country. Okay. And we're looking at growing...
That's all the 4 directions.
North, east and south, not the west.
Okay,
And we're looking at basically expanding through hypermarkets, so which is a slightly larger trading area per store, so ranging between 20 and 30,000 square feet. And it kind of has all the categories, food as well as all the non-food categories. So it gives us a larger share of the customer's wallet, and that's really how the expansion is going to be year on year. We'll be looking to add between 15 to 20 stores every year starting next year.
So what's your capex every year?
The capex varies each year depending on the size of the stores, and where the store is located also determines what the capex for the store will be. But each store would range anywhere between 4 and 7 crores.
So let me ask you a cheeky question.
Sure.
Hypercity is believed to be in the market. Apparently, Kishore Biani and the Future Group in talks to buy it up.
I read that article.
Are you going to be entering those stocks? Are you in the frame maybe for that acquisition? Would you be interested at all?
I don't think I can comment on any of this at this point in time.
But would you look at inorganic growth?
Absolutely. I think for us as a group, we focus on organic and inorganic growth across all our different businesses. And I think it's the same with retail and any of our other businesses. We always are open to looking at inorganic expansion as well.
Yeah, you've done, for example, these edible companies. For example, there was one in Gujarat recently.
Exactly. So we started our own venture which was a greenfield venture which is called 2Yum.
Yeah.
And then we also acquired a company based in Gujarat which makes similar snacks. It's a 200 crore company with 45 different products.
So are you looking at other acquisitions in this kind of a segment?
Absolutely.
Mainly food processing, value add?
Absolutely. Food processing, value add and packaged foods and packaged snacks I think is going to be a growth area for us going forward.